Hey, this is Miss Janahan back again with another video. I hope you're having a fantastic day. In this video, we're going to be reviewing parts D and E of your essay planner, writing the introduction and conclusion. We've talked about this once before, so consider this video to be a short review. The objective for this video is I can demonstrate understanding of the GST introduction and conclusion structure in order to effectively frame my argumentative essay. This matters for ELA class because introductions and conclusions are crucial parts of strong essays. They help frame your thinking and make your writing easier to understand. This matters for life outside of ELA class because you will be writing essays throughout your academic career. The earlier you master one method of writing intros and conclusions, the easier they will be in the future. So let's start by talking about introductions. We'll come back to the conclusions in a few minutes. You already wrote the race body paragraph in section B and C of your essay planner. Now we're going to go back and write our paragraph to set up the essay. And to do that, we're going to use the GST structure, which we have practiced back in January when you wrote those amazing essays comparing Rachel and Winnie's opinion about growing up. Do you remember working on that essay? Cool. So let's quickly review. So a GST introduction starts with a general statement that gives the big idea or the topic. Next, you have your specific statement, which refers specifically to the topic or the text. So this is where you would introduce the name of the text, in this case, Inside Out and Back Again. You might give details about the main topic. You might acknowledge the other side of the argument. We'll talk a bit more about this later. And then the last sentence of your introductory paragraph is your thesis statement, which you've already written. But just as a reminder, this is the main argument of your essay. And you will find this in step 3 of your essay planner. Let's review real quick. Awesome! Check out this example in the orange box that someone wrote responding to this prompt right here, this example writing prompt, which says, write an essay that argues one way we can protect people from some of the dangers of social networking sites. So for their general statement, the student wrote, social networking sites are extremely popular. So it's starting to introduce the topic, giving us an idea of what this is going to be about. Then they write, people use social networking sites for positive reasons, but many use it for cyberbullying and inappropriate messages. So here we're starting to get even more specific. We're narrowing it down from the general idea of social networking sites being popular. Now it's more specific. It sounds like we're going to be talking about some problems associated with social networking sites. And then we get to their thesis. Social networking sites should only be used by people over the age of 10. This is this person's claim. It's going to be their main argument over the course of this essay. So this person is done with their introduction, and now their reader is set up for success to read their subsequent or their next body paragraphs. Let's take a quick look at one more example. This time we're going to think through how we can add a general statement in order to successfully introduce the big idea of the specific and thesis statements. So this person is responding to a prompt asking them about the biggest challenge faced by Nemo's dad and Dory in Finding Nemo. So in a minute, you're going to have to add the general statement, but our specific statement is, in Finding Nemo, so here we see they introduce the text here. In Finding Nemo, Marlin partners up with Dory to find his son, Nemo. They face many challenges along the way, like hungry sharks, dangerous jellyfish, and being eaten by a whale. So there's our specific statement. We acknowledge other arguments, right? There are many challenges that they face, including all of these. But in their thesis statement, we'll learn which one was the most challenging. The most difficult challenge faced by Nemo's dad and Dory was dealing with the sharks. So this is their claim. They're saying that was the worst challenge that they faced. What we need now is our general statement. We need something, remember, that gives the big idea. We don't need to respond to the specific text yet, but give us something about the big idea, maybe about challenges, maybe about how people proceed through life. Take a minute to write a general statement that could go before this person's specific and thesis statements. Amazing! Can't wait to read it. So, we've talked through our GST introduction. Now let's think through our conclusion, right? We have done our intro, we have done our body paragraphs, so now we just need to finish it off with our conclusion. So when we do that, we flip that introduction. We flip our GST introduction and turn it into a TSG conclusion, where we start our conclusion with our thesis, come down to a specific statement or statements, and close with a general statement. Let's look at the example of Finding Nemo. So remember, their prompt asks them to write an essay that argues which challenge was most difficult for Marlin and Dory in Finding Nemo. So we restated our thesis. For these reasons, the most difficult challenge for Marlin and Dory was dealing with the sharks. Then, becoming a little more specific, even though they faced many challenges like the dangerous jellyfish and getting eaten by a whale, the sharks really tested them. And then we close with a general statement that says, facing challenges made the two of them, and any person, stronger and more successful. So here we can see that the sentences are similar. We've rewritten them a little bit so it's not repetitive, but we have used our GST introduction and our TSG conclusion to frame our body paragraphs. So now it is your turn. Once you find your way back to your essay planner document in OneNote, remember by clicking your name, Unit 3 ELA, and then Ha's Biggest Challenge essay planner, you're going to scroll on down to parts D and E, where you will write your general, specific, and thesis statement. Quick reminder that you already wrote your thesis statement that you can now just copy and paste from step 3. Then you'll do your conclusion, same thing. And once you're done with that, you should put all the parts together into your essay in this box at the bottom in part E. Oops, that should say part F. All right. You all are amazing. Let us know if you have questions, and we are so excited to read your essays. Bye, y'all.